The monstrous insect was thin and gangly, large, the size of a plum, but eerily silent. The yellow and black stripes slashed across its body all but identified its evil intent. It stormed into my classroom through the open window and whizzed above the heads of my elementary school students. They gasped and ducked their heads in mild terror, their attention held hostage. My Japanese English teacher desperately tried to redirect the class away from the creature, but her efforts were in vain. Our English lesson ground to a halt, and it was time for a hero to take action. I rolled up my copy of New Horizon English Elementary Course 6, all too aware that the last time I wielded this incredible power, a student bystander was caught in the crossfire. But my determination was unwavering. The six-legged demon had buzzed its last buzz. I could not fail again. I would not. Patiently, I waited for the bug to fly low and sprang into action. I leapt up and swung with the fury of 1,000 jaded ALTs, but all the determination in the world couldn't salvage my aim, and I missed. But the downdraft from my whiff pushed the wasp down further and into ass-kicking range. Whipping my arm around, I caught the creature with a backswing. It hit the wall, then collapsed to the shelf, buzzing like a chainsaw. It was pitiful, but with my students at my back, I could offer no mercy. With 3 slams, I pulverized the beast, smushing it into bug paste. When the echoes of my final strike faded, the class cheered with approval. They had been watching the battle with bated breath, and they imitated my finishing move, the triple smasheroonie. Wiping bug guts off my trusty New Horizon English Course 6, I turned and nodded to my Japanese teacher. "Got it," I said with a smirk. From that moment forward, I redeemed myself, and I was dubbed the English hero of my elementary grade 6 class. But new bugs are invading Japanese schools every day and could strike at any moment. I can't let my guard down, for one day my arch nemesis, the Mukade, will appear. When he does, our battle will be legendary. Summer is sweltering in Japan, and Kochi, being the tropical wasteland it is no bleeping exception. The heat wouldn't be such an ordeal, but the air conditioner in the teacher's room at my school done got broke right at the start of summer. Let me tell ya, any time I spend at my desk, I just melt into a puddle. Trying to think or pay attention is incredibly difficult, and I'm constantly soaked in sweat. So, how do I combat the heat and prevent myself from succumbing to heat stroke? Dressing down, for starters, is, thankfully, a luxury I'm afforded. Short sleeve shirts are a lifesaver. Buying a small fan from my desk is also a workable option. Also, some convenience stores sell cooling wipes that many people use, helps keep you cool and smelling fresh. Our office has a jug of cold barley tea that I also enjoy, as well as cold coffee. Outside of work, swimming in the river or eating ice cream with friends is a good option too. The Kuroshio gang had another cookout where I got to enjoy barbecue, drinks, and playing guitar for my friends. It was a good time. Here's some pictures and videos of the friends' food and fun. I've been relentlessly practicing Yosakoi 3 times a week for multiple hours, getting myself into shape for major city festivals this summer. Yosakoi is a traditional Japanese dance. The word Yosakoi itself means come and visit at night. The dance originated in a festival meant to bring in business to rural Japan and boost the local economy in Kochi Prefecture. In Yosakoi, you dance with naruko, which are interesting wooden clappers, originally used by farmers in fields to scare away birds. You also wear very flashy and beautiful uniforms called wafuku. Our uniforms this year took inspiration from a blue, gold, and black colored bird called a kingfisher. I think our dance was inspired by the kingfisher as well. Everything is elegant and airy. I was told I look like a genie wearing the uniform, which, I won't dispute. Yosakoi lessons are certainly no cakewalk. I was stuffed in a hot gym. Have I mentioned it's hot in Kochi? And I forced my muscle memory into high gear, stumbling around like a buffoon while trying to replicate the dance moves. Unfortunately, I'm not much of a dancer, and my memory isn't great either, especially when it's hot, so every lesson was a major challenge. I pushed on and trusted the process. Now, having performed my dance in a few festivals, I can say dancing Yosakoi in front of a crowd is exhilarating. It's blazing. I sweat and soak through my uniform, but thankfully every 4 dancers are assigned a water boy/girl who refresh us with sports drinks, fans, and water spritzes. This person also carries around our stuff. Anyway, the Shimanto Citizens Festival was the first time we performed in our uniforms, and it was completely nuts. The music, the adrenaline, the crowd, the focus from my practice, everything came together to power my dance moves, and I really felt alive. Unfortunately, our Yosakoi dance music was a little bit on the fritz. It kept skipping, which threw off the singers and us dancers, but we fought through the hiccups. My friend did my makeup, although next time I think I'll tie my bandana a different way. It looks a little funny half on my head like that. I still have lots of dances to go. I'm looking forward to the rush. So let's talk about everyone's favorite topic, taxes. I got audited by the Canadian government. Bet you can't guess how happy I was about that. My first year on the JET program, I was able to submit my taxes without a problem. Basically, I could do a rough translation of my Japanese tax sheet and send that into a company in Canada to complete my taxes for me. However, this year on the JET program, the Canada Revenue Agency came after me with a vengeance. Interesting fact, specifically Canadians on the JET program get a special tax exemption and don't have to pay Canadian income tax. However, Canadians still must pay Japanese tax. So when I got audited, I needed to prove why I got this tax exemption and where my income was coming from, the exchange rate used, and all foreign translations needed to be done by a certified translator, which that took me 2 weeks and cost me about $100. I also needed to get my contracting organization to write me a letter explaining that I am on the JET program. Taxes suck, but taxes in foreign countries suck more. Anyway, hoping the information I submitted will please my Canadian overlords. If not, I gave them everything I could. Fingers crossed. My mother came to Japan for a whole adventure. It was nice seeing a newcomer's perspective to all things Japanese. Some strange cultural things in Japan are so normal to me now. Sometimes I forget the rest of the world doesn't bow, or put money on a special tray to pay, and other things like that. My mom was also surprised how forested Japan is and how tropical and dense the forests are. It was screaming hot while we drove around Kochi. Did I mention it's hot in Kochi? But the air conditioner in my car is not amazing. But my mother was a trooper about it. She loved Japanese food. Her favorite dishes were okonomiyaki, shio yakisoba, and tonkatsu. I took her to the Kuroshio roadside station and she got to enjoy katsu no tataki, which didn't gross her out. I was impressed with her resolve. She also got to try Japanese izakaya a couple times. She loved the plum liqueur, and she also enjoyed trying plum jellyfish, which was salty and sour. For travel destinations, I got the pleasure to give her a tour of my hometown in Kuroshio, and she also got to see the gorgeous Makino Botanical Garden, Nakatsu Gorge, and Okitsu Beach. Her favorite thing in Japan was to wander through malls and grocery stores and explore what there was to buy. She was especially interested in the food. I took her to my school and she got to meet all my students, who absolutely adored her. She participated in class and did a small presentation on herself, which I followed with a Kahoot quiz that rocked the socks off the students. It was super awesome. I applied for and was chosen for the position of AJET rep for Kochi. It just basically means I manage a Facebook group with a partner and post information and organize events. Organizing people is tough, and strange people even more difficult. It's a bold move, even for me. Hopefully I'll be able to pull through. I've already wrangled a community river float. Supposedly there is a typhoon that week, so yeah. Hopefully that won't interfere with my plans. That's all for now. Take care and be bold.